Hey, I'm Kev Hillman. Welcome back to MXGP3 and the penultimate round of the season. 2 races around the Charlotte Motor Speedway in America, and Hillman's Italian rival Antonio Caroli, the Italian legend of motocross, the multiple MXGP champion, the man of this decade in this series. Well, he has just been turning up the heat in the last couple of races, couple of rounds in Switzerland and the Netherlands. Well, Hillman, he has wilted, he has bowed to the pressure, he is choking in this championship after having a fantastic lead heading into Switzerland and the Netherlands. He now has just over 1 race win lead over the Italian. Can he stop the slide in America, or will the Italian take this down to the season finale? So here we are looking at a Charlotte Motor Speedway motocross track. I thought I'd never say those words, but this is wide open, this is purpose made, this is a supercross track really for the MXGP boys and girls. Let's see how they tackle this. So we're under the lights with the sun fading. And now we've got a couple of switchback hairpins to end the lap after a set of mounds. As all the Swiss rider is down from 12th. But you can see this is a very wide open track. That's the good thing for Hillman. It's very fast as well, this first section. You've got this oval turn on a motocross bike with a couple of jumps in the middle. Then you go into the hairpin as he's throwing his French rival, and it's all the Kawasaki down from 9th. He's going to take the wide line and get the bike towards the right hand hairpin, then into the left, going very wide and see, then over the set of mounds, and you crisscross over for another set of mounds. A massive jump into the hairpin. He's taken too much speed though into the hairpin. There's Hillman. Hope he doesn't got too much time. There's always Italian rivals down in qualifying. Well, we're used to seeing that. Not used to seeing that in the race recently though, which is the issue for Hillman, who has seen it quite a lot in the races recently. What a disaster in the Netherlands in Assen. He was prepared to be on the GP circuit, on the motocross bike, then the motocross circuit, because nothing went right. Let's see if he can rebuild his championship here. Strange thing to say with only 4 races remaining, 2 rounds. But he needs to score points. Decent points as well, top 10s. And that's a good start in qualifying, 34.9. And back at the top in qualifying, and I've been in the mid-pack in the last couple of rounds. He is right at the top by 3 seconds ahead of the Slovene with Nargo in 4th, the Italian in 4th, Frenchman in 5th, Belgian 6th, Swiss in 7th, and Konrad in 8th, and Orbeck in 9th, and Palin rounding out the top 10 has, where is the other teammates? We've got Nargo in 3rd, where's the Frenchman in 16th, with Alex Snow at the back. So status quo has returned to qualify, but can it return to the races? And look at that, braking ability, forward margin and control up to 92. So here we are lined up on the hill for this first race, strapping in what should be a thrilling American experience as no one gets the TV time, and it's like, as here's him on the outside alongside of Savine and Nagel. Throwing out the engine for this first race as the 5 laps get underway as we go downhill and down this middle section. Who's getting a whole shot? And this is the Slovenian on the Honda. But look at this, into the top 10. Oh, battling with the Belgium. Got the dick right round the outside. And oh, the Frenchman's down for 3rd. One of the title rivals is down on the Yamaha. Alex Snow out from last as well. Oh, this is a battle for the top 5 on this opening lap. Battle for the top 3. It's up into 3rd. After that poor start. This has fun, and as you go into this massive jump into the hairpin, trying to take the inside line, cutting the boundaries of the course. But up into 2nd on the tail of the Honda, his former teammate. He started the season alongside. As you saw, gave him no favours in Switzerland. As the Kawasaki's down, so is Townley. From 11th and 15th respectively, you get it right down the first corner into these hairpins. Go round your crew. And into these massive jumps as well. Very exciting it was for the crowd on the outside of this oval. Very excited when you have the top two battling for victory. Just as we do here at the end of this first lap. So go on to the second now. And oh, too much of a cut there from Hillman. He's been told by the official, get back in line. As he drops down to 4th, but still this is very good points. As Tommy Searle crashes from the top 10 on his Kawasaki, Nagel down to 18th on Husqvarna. There goes Hillman's rear gunner. And oh, the Swiss rider down from 3rd. What happened there? This is not like the previous couple of circuits. As oh, push wide by the Kawasaki on. The Frenchman's down from 17th, so is the Swede from 18th. Oh, so is the Kawasaki from 21st. There's been a pile up behind. But what happened to the Swiss rider there? There's no real pile up of dirt here. There's no wet weather conditions for the wheels to get really stuck in to the dirt. Just strange. As oh, the Slovenian almost goes off course. But Emma gets into 2nd. Can he grab the victory maybe into the hairpin? Takes the wide on, trying to take that line away from the Honda. Doesn't work though. As a battle for the victory, you've got 3 riders here looking very equal. As we come towards the end of this second lap, oh, he maybe clipped the Slovenian in the air, but they both survived to tell the tale. Or will they at the end of this lap? As oh, that's the lead for Hillman. Look at this dry weather conditions. Husqvarna's flying once again. No sandy surface, an intermediate surface. Man-made surface, not much dirt to get dug into, and he is flying around here in Charlotte. Leads on this 3rd lap, and what a victory this could be in a championship. This could be the decider maybe. Vac Snow out from 15th, and oh, Hillman almost down over the mounds. Townley down from 19th. You can understand why you would maybe lose your bike over those mounds with not much dirt on the other side for your wheels to dig into. As all the Italians down from 11th. That is huge for the championship. His title rivals are struggling. But look at the hammer. He is fine. He's nailed in the opposition halfway through this race. Just when he needs to show up. After a poor couple of rounds. After the maximum in Belgium. The heat has been turned up by the MXGP champions he's battling with, but he is responding like a champion of himself. Like the MX2 champion, like a guy who's used to this. Like he did during the whole of this season, went to the poor couple of rounds, he's responded. He's doing it once again maybe, as the Swiss rider once again fell. And all the Italian down from 11th on. So has fun having a superb race, battling for the top 10. It's maybe ended now. Let's go over the set of mountains at the end of this lap. Wave to the crowd and go into the penultimate lap of this race. He dipped into the 37.6. Oh, this is going perfectly. Let's go through. It's fast right now. So this is an oval section for a motocross bike. Crazy. As all the Frenchman's down on his Kawasaki Trixia from 14th. They go almost high-fiving the marshals through that section. No, Didica down Fontrail to Belgium. Always thereabouts the top 10. So is the Kawasaki from 18th. Oh, Nagel from 21st. Has there been another pile up behind? There's all, that's not a good corner into the left hand. Almost did what Yaisia did on his Honda in the second lap. Just about gets away with it though. There's Hillman. It's on this penultimate lap. He's definitely in the zone, in that rhythm he has not been in for a few rounds. And maybe because there is no rain, maybe that's just it. This has one of flying in dry conditions, but in the wet, not as good with the traction. Has always got a visitor Heading on to the final lap. Not quite going all his own way. This race then. But he does lead with 1 lap to go in the first race. Maybe a pendulum swinger. As momentum has been with his rivals, but now they have had a poor race. Well, Hillman has been flying out front. Battling for the win. Now maybe getting it as well as also down from 10th on the Kawasaki. So is the Frenchman from 11th on the Husqvarna. They've obviously clashed in their battle for that top 10 position. And the Swede down from 21st. Frenchman down from 9th. Having a superb race. And there's the Italian down from 12th. And the Husqvarna down from 14th. Another Husqvarna down from 17th. Don't get the conspiracy hats on, just because Husqvarnas have clashed with the KTM maybe. On this final lap, has Townley down from 20th on the Suzuki. And the Swiss down from 5th, Van Horbeck down from 3rd. What is happening? The crash is happening everywhere. One man who has not crashed this race, who has not put a foot wrong, is about to win. Perhaps the most important race of his young career. As he goes over a massive jump over the last set of mounds. And across the line with a scrub and a victory. One for the crowd there, I'm sure they're very happy. But so is Hillman as Husqvarna. Don't take out the cameraman. As he wins by around 5 seconds ahead of the Honda, with the Russian and Slovenian grabbing podiums for the Japanese constructor, with Van Horbeck down to 4th after that crash. Well, he's joined by his fellow countrymen in the top 5. Then Kolinov in 6th, this one in 7th, then Padin in 8th. And the Frenchman still gets 9th on the Yamaha despite that fall. Tommy Stoll still gets 10th on the Kawasaki. But where are the championship rivals? 15th and 13th. Not many points scored. So what result in that first race? Can anyone make it an overall with another victory and put a nil in this championship? So here we are, set for a very important second race. As riders strap in at the top of the hill. Can 5 laps time will the Hammer be an MXGP champion? Let's find out. As we get underway for this 5-lap race. He's near the back as once again the Honda gets the whole shot. Battling for a top 10. Very aggressive over the mounds. And Kawasaki down from 10th. And Tommy Stoll down from 17th. Alex Snow from 20th. And the Italian from 21st on his Honda. So in 10th is Hillman. A fantastic run. Out of that tight right-hand hairpin. Now into the next right-hander. He's into the podium places. Digging down the inside of the Dutchman. And the Honda's down. And Crowley's taken out his rival. Hillman's crashed out a second. Well, that's one way to try and elongate the championship. Down to 16 for the Husqvarna, but still, it is just half a lap has gone. 4.5 laps to go. Got plenty of time to make up here and grab at least the top 10. As it goes into the top 15. That's mission 1 off the checklist. Let's see if we can make up another 5 places. Is that the Dicker going a bit crazy out of that jump? Let's go over the mounds. Taking the very inside line is Hillman. Seems to be working, going on to the second lap, up into the top 11 now. He's riding the Dicker through a corner. Got a Russian in 10th down. What the heck is happening at the start of the second lap? Hillman dropping back. Is that Alex Snow even trying to make a pass? And the champion elect is the Belgian down from 7th. So is Nagel from 8th. And so is Townley from 12th. Alex Snow out from 21st. And they're rushing down from 16th. What went on into that corner? And oh, there has Varna's clash. Nagel, remember him? Early season rival. Well, he wants to reunite acquaintances in this penultimate round. Not the time to do it, especially if your teammate is battling for the championship. But he's down to 12. Oh, he's pushed into the billboards again. Can he hold it round the outside? He can't. He's actually lost out to the Kawasaki of the Belgium, who found that opening lap. I'm surprised he was able to pick his bike up there after that high speed incident. But that's a good move into the hairpin, taking the line away from the Suzuki on the exit. Back into 12. Oh, he's just about holding on to the bike though. Over the jumps. That's not a good run. He's been pushed wide by the Kawasaki. He goes into the right hand and takes that line back in, and the bike just understeering through the corner. And oh, almost wiped out by the Suzuki. Did you see that? Came in like a wrecking ball. And all the Italians down from third. Could that be championship over? Where is the Frenchman as well in all of this? There's Hillman back into the top 10 on this third lap. This may not be a victory, but it should be a very solid result. Again, the bike going well. And all the Italians down from 5th. Nagel from 7th. Russian from 14th. All the incidents are happening. And as a veteran who's used to this, he's making those mate Nagel from 9th. What was the German doing there? He saw the hammer coming and was like, I better get out of the way. I know what this guy's going to do. He's got the Frenchman behind on the Kawasaki. And look at this, Hillman going around the outside of the Italian. He's forced him wide. That's allowed the Kawasaki to get by both of them. Now the Italian fighting back against the Frenchman. But still, with Hillman, it's just here, sitting behind his title rival. There's still very good points on offer and almost goes down the inside into the hairpin. And so halfway through this race, the championship contenders battling for 7th in this race. Oh, that's a much better run as well through the right-handers. Through the left, should I say. Now we go into a right-hander. Now we're going into the final set of mounds on this third out. Going on to penultimate lap of the race. Does fly by quickly here in Charlotte. 37.8. Not the best that time. Oh, the Italian's gone wide. He's down again. Third crash of the race. Now who's choking to the pressure, maybe? So used to this occasion, the big occasion. He lives for it. But not in this race. His third crash in the KTM. Oh, Hillman, he's just seen his title rival crash again. His 4th and 10th. The Dicker out from 13th. His fellow Belgium out from 18th. Oh, Hillman, just in no man's land in 6th on this penultimate lap, but he probably couldn't be happier. Only seen everyone crashing around him. He's just staying in all 2s now. So you can continue doing that on this final lap and a half. And if he does, there may be wild celebrations in the Husqvarna camp. He goes into the left-hander. Into the right. Keeping it in 2nd gear. He's getting it down to 1st in that opening race, but Husqvarna not responding as well as that opening race. Look at this train in front. From 5th up to 2nd, and all 5th's gone a bit wide. Was this 5th to the leader? You can see going on to the final lap, podium is right in front. It is 5th to the leader. As he did go on to the final lap here in Charlotte, 36.2. Hillman's flying past his Husqvarna teammate. Got a Russian behind, crashing out from last place. What a disaster. As you go through the oval. This is what the NASCARs will experience with the Roval. Oh, they're seeing, oh, the Slovenian down from 3rd and his bike attacks Hillman. Oh, he survives. The Swiss down from 21st. Cell from 13th on the Kawasaki. Belgium from 12th on the Kawasaki. There's other Husqvarnas are going toward a Frenchman. Wants to get a top 5 for once. You're both getting top 5, lads. There's other Honda down as well from 12th. The Frenchman, oh, and he's been taken out by his teammate. Wait, we joined in 6th, does Hillman? Or does he? The bike? What the hell? Running into issues on this final lap, but he's still in 8th. Still in 8th, despite everything. That is very solid points. So he'll be ahead of the Italian on the KTM, his main rival. Frenchman, where's he? Well, he lost out points in the first race. He only earned it back as much. Maybe with Hillman finishing here. Still on this final lap. He'll be having words with his French teammate. Charlotte, what was he doing? It's holding off wins on the KTM. Not the KTM we expect to win, but very good from the Dutchman. They would have preferred that a couple of weeks ago in Assen, but what a result for Hillman in the grand scheme of things. Has he taken the overall? He's put one hand on the championship. As the Frenchman was in 2nd, Van Horbeck in 3rd, the Yamaha's filling out the podium behind the KTM. There's a Husqvarna in 4th. Top Husqvarna goes to the Frenchman of Christoph. And then we've got Galund in 5th on the Yamaha. Then we've got the Honda in 6th. Then the Frenchman in 7th, having a very good weekend in Charlotte. Then the top Kawasaki in 9th, and Naga rounds out the top 10. There is the Italian in 12th, despite all of those falls. The Dicker grabbing the final point. The Russian right at the back on his Honda. The Swede in 21st. So overall, Hillman is 3rd, just 2 points behind Koldenhoff, who grabs the overall. Well done to the Dutchman, with Van Horbeck in joint 2nd. Then we're just a single point ahead of the Slovenian on the Honda. There's the Frenchman in 6th, 10 points behind Hillman. Well, where is the Italian in 14th? 17 points, 21 points behind Hillman, with Snow in 20th. Only the Swede not scoring points on the Suzuki. So heading into the final round of the season in Mount Helens. We don't quite have a new champion, but he is virtually crowned. It is Kev Hillman on the Husqvarna, 47 points ahead of Crowley, 49 ahead the Frenchman Fabier. 3rd on the Yamaha in 3rd, with 50 points to play for. With Nara in 4th, the German on the Husqvarna. They've got Slovenian in 5th, Koldenhoff in 6th, 9 points ahead of the Belgian now, with the Russian in 8th, and Horbeck in 9th, and Poland in 10th on the Honda. We've got Searle in 13th, Town in 15th. There's the Husqvarna, the Frenchman in 14th, now 14 points ahead. The Suzuki in 8 points behind the Kawasaki. And at the back, it looks like the Swede is getting the wooden spoon, 13 points behind Alex Snow now. The Swede did achieve the Rider Chav, not quite no subjected though reputation rise, but some decent credits earned as well. And with 2 races remaining this season, we head to Glen Helen with our Italian rival, 47 points. Man, that's the team objective as well, to score points. And this sandy surface, 1.7 miles long, very undulating track. It is incredible, probably the best circuit on the can. It's also got a very tight and twisty section as well. There's lots of mounds at the beginning of the lap as well, and just a crazy rut in the middle the last couple of corners. Will Hillman survive? Will he finally get over the line and win this championship? His rival has done well to drag this to the final round, but as I say, he's got one hand on a championship. He just really needs to finish these races and make sure another Assen does not happen. We will find out next time who will be the MXGP champion. South watching, and I will see you then.